Sequel to our previous video where we talked about how to compound your real estate investment portfolio, this is a part 2 to that particular video, and for the first sequel in this video, we'll be looking at how to compound 200 million in real estate, how to compound 200 million naira in the Lagos real estate. So in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, this meet the Property channel, and if you don't understand anything about compounding, it's fine. Somewhere on the screen here, we are going to be sharing a link back to the part one of this video on how to compound your real estate portfolio. So after you watch that particular video, you can now come back and watch this part 2 on how to compound 200 million naira in Lagos real estate. So this particular video, this particular channel, everything we talk about here, everything we do here is real estate. Guides, advice, market analysis, market opportunities, land documents, land titles, risk assessments. We analyze, we assess, we guide you on everything basically that you need to know. So after watching this particular guide, I also advise you go to our previous videos, previous topics. You are definitely going to learn a lot from them. So let's go into the topic, how to compound 200 million in Lagos real estate. All right, so before we go fully into talking about how to compound 200 million naira in the Lagos real estate, if you have been watching our videos, this is your second video, this is your first video, this is your fifth video, this is your seventh video, and you love our contents, you've been learning from our videos, one of the ways that you can support us is also by subscribing to our videos and also be a part of our subscribers, be a part of this channel. Once you subscribe, also, if you have subscribed already, you can also turn on the notification button when you drop these videos, because whenever I want to, most of the videos I do, I always promise you that, okay, we are going to drop social video, we are going to drop social topic. Once you turn on the notification button, as we are dropping these topics, you are going to be notified, and you can quickly also be in touch with most of these topics and most of these guys as we are dropping them. All right, so let's go fully into the topic heads on. How to invest, how to compound 200 million naira in Lagos real estate. Now, so I'll be sharing a couple of graphics, a couple of tables on our screen here, and I'll be taking them step 1, step 2, step 3, so that you follow it one by one, and you are also well and thoroughly guided about what we are doing, because this table that I'm sharing is simply a template. You can have it in 10 other ways, in 20 other ways. So if you understand how we derive these templates, you yourself can also customize this template to also meet your own personal preference, because based on each of our risk appetites and our objective, how we invest differs. So all right, so let's go into the first step and the first part of it. So we have 200 million naira. We are putting 30 million naira into real estate trust fund. I've talked about real estate trust fund in my previous video, which is all these investments that we do with developers, real estate buyback, real estate cashback, real estate co-own. You co-invest with developers, you own a stake in the project, and after 12 months, they pay you back your capital with around 30% or 35% or whatever percent return on investment that they are doing. So we put 30 million naira on real estate trust fund. We are actually going to be talking about why we are doing that later on. Now then, we put 70 million naira on an off plan, and the off plan that I'll be advising in this particular episode will be Camberwell Advantage 4 by Veritasi. Currently, the 2-bedroom is 62.5 million currently. If you are watching this video in 2023, that price may not be the same again. So 70 million naira for an off plan within town, in a location where we can do cash flow. The objective of this off plan is cash flow. All right, now then we put 50 million in a mixed development. Mixed development in terms that we can use this particular house or this particular property for both commercial and residential. And where I can advise you put this 50 million will be a location on the mainland. Remember, diversify. Don't do just one location. Don't do just one location. As you are investing on the island, you can't also ignore the mainland too. So The primary reason why I'm choosing the mainland is because, number one, I want this particular property to be mixed, which means that I want to both be able to rent out that property for residential purposes and also still have block of shops that I can rent out for commercial purposes on that property. So 50 million in a very nice location on the mainland, I can get this. Even if I invest this very well, I can get this even in 2 locations, 25 million. But 50 million, you have it mixed, both for commercial and residential. You can use that property. Most of the properties that you are going to buy in an estate, they won't allow you to be mixed, which means that if you are buying the apartment or you are building the house, if it's residential, it's residential. If it's commercial, it's commercial. I don't want that. And that's why I'm going to the mainland. 50 million mixed, commercial, residential. I'm earning both from that property, cash flow also. Now, then 25 million naira on the beachfront. We have the wealthy islet. I'm selling the wealthy islet. For a lot of you guys, I used to say that, Rabi, you don't know what you are selling. I'm selling what I'm selling right now. Oh, I beg oh. Alright, so a lot of you guys don't know. If I don't sell, I won't shop. You guys don't want me to do videos again. Alright, so 25 million naira for a beachfront property. The wealthy islet is a very good option. And then 25 million naira for a commercial property around the Lekki, around the free trade zone. The wealthy place is a very good option for this. So, like this, we have done the phase 1, spending the 200 million. 200 million does not remain 1 naira again. Alright, so 30 million for real estate trust fund, 70 million for an off plan. Off plan, the project means off plan means that you can start making cash flow from that property right now. So 70 million for off plan, 50 million for a mixed property where we can use for both commercial and residential, because I want my cash flow to be diversified. I don't want to be making cash flow only from residential rentals. I also want to make cash flow from commercial rentals too. Alright, so then 25 million naira for beachfront, that's the land banking. 25 million naira for a free trade zone commercial, that's also land banking. So we have 2 land banking, one real estate trust fund, 1 cash flow, and then 1 off plan. Alright, now so let's move to the next step, to step 2 of this particular compounding, 200 million. Now we still have 200 million. You can see the second design, we still have this 200 million, but now we have so many arrows. So many arrows, so it starts getting more complex from here now. All right, so our 30 million from real estate trust fund, we have started making returns now. So after 12 months, we made between 30 to 35% from this our 30 million. That should be how much? Like 9 million, Abi? Yeah. So make around like 9 million from these investments from real estate trust fund. So immediately we are collecting that 9 million after year 1. We still continue putting the capital there, but we collect our 9 million. We put that 9 million into a land banking. We go to Epe, go to Mowe, or wherever location we choose for land banking, and we put that 9 million there, buy a land banking. All right, now for our off plan, we have to wait 2 years. What is off plan? That will be delivered. And that's why I always advise you guys to diversify. If you don't diversify and the off plan is your only investment, it means that for 2 years you are earning 0 naira. Is 0. But this time around, for 2 years, even though the off plan is there, it's not yet developed, my other investments are paying me. That's the plan. Alright, so we wait for 2 years for off plan. So let's move to the mixed property. So we have this property on the mainland. We rent out the residential blocks, we rent out the shops, so we start collecting annual rent. So as we are collecting the annual rent from the property, the rent is 4 million, is 5 million, is 6 million, is 7 million. Again, we are taking it back to land banking. We are not taking the money out. We are not taking it out. As we are collecting the money from the shops, we are collecting the money from the tenants, those that stay in the house, those that use the shops, those that use the office space. As we are collecting all those money, we are putting it into land banking. So commercial also doesn't mean that you are building shops there. Some of the apartments in the house, you can convert it to an office space. When you go to Allen, when you go to Okpebi, you are going to see a lot of offices. They are within residential apartments. So you may not be sure that you are using commercial for it, maybe for offices that are going to pay us well. That's the objective, that's the plan. Because you don't want to follow the real estate, the estate rules and regulation where it's just only residential, and you to limit how much you can make from that investment. That's why we are coming to the mainland. All right, so when we collect the money from the tenants, the money from the offices, the money from the shops and wherever, we collect the annual rent again, we go take the entire money again to land banking. The 7 million, the 5 million and everything we made there, we put it in a property in Ekpe, or we put it in a property in Ogun State, or we put it in a property in Ibadan. Alright, now our beachfront property is a land banking. That's going to take us like almost 5 years or 6 years. So that means we are going to wait for that for 5 years or 6 years. Then our investment around the free trade zone is also like a 5 year development also. So we are also going to wait for 5 years or 6 years for that too. But you can see it now that we are not really being affected, despite we are waiting for 2 years for our off plan, we are waiting for 5 years for our land banking, we are waiting for 5 years for our commercial investment, because pending the time those ones mature, we have investment that are paying us. That's why diversification is important. We have investment that are paying us. So again, year 2, we do the same thing. Our 30 million give us another 90 million, another 9 million or 8 million or whatever return that amount is giving us again. So we take that 8 million again, we put it on another land banking. So all the land banking that we are doing in Ekpe, in Mowe, we are not buying with our own capital, with our own money. We are buying from returns on our investment. So we take that 8 million, that 9 million again, go and buy another property in Ekpe, if it's 1 plot, if it's 2 plots, depending. Then we collect all the rent again from the apartments or the property on the mainland, from the offices, from the shops, from the residential apartments. We take all those again, we put it in another land banking, get another property, maybe around Ifo, around Ota, around Songo, we invest there, land banking. So now, after 2 years, our off plan is delivered, we don't sell. We don't sell. So we can now do our short let on that our apartment. Even we can use the returns we are making from the apartment on the mainland to furnish the short let apartment. So this time around, we are not spending a dime again from our capital, from our pocket. We are taking returns from the investment. So the 7 million that we made from our rental apartment, we can put that into furnishing the short let apartment and putting it in place. So that starts giving us cash flow. Now by the 3rd year, we do the same thing again. We collect our annual return from real estate trust fund, put it to land banking. Now our short let is also now in the market. So all the money that we are making from the charge per night, charge per day that we are making from the short let too, it goes all straight also into land banking. Then our apartments or our property on the mainland again, both that is mixed, residential and commercial again, everything again, land banking. So as we are making money from this return, we are expanding our portfolio for land banking. Again, in our land banking also, we'll be diversifying at the same time. So in our land banking, we won't be buying one location and we won't be buying one purpose. You can see that I put Ofada there. We can also start to invest around Osun, around Osogbo for farming, buying farmland. From the returns that we are making from this investment is land banking too, but it's for farming. From the one that we are buying in Ekpe, we can buy for residential, we can also buy for commercial. It's land banking, but we are diversifying too. As we are buying Ekpe, we are buying Badagry. As we are buying Badagry, we are buying Ifo. As we are buying Ifo, we are buying Ofada. As we are buying Ofada, we are buying Mowe. It's still land banking, but at the same time, we are also diversifying. So after 5 years or 6 years, our beachfront has now matured. We are not going to sell. So we now do a JV, a joint venture, look for a developer. Okay, how many blocks do you want to build here? I want to build 6 units. Okay, based on the land value, how many units am I collecting? I'm collecting 3, I'm collecting 2. Okay, build it. They give us 3 units or they give us 2 units. Then we rent out those 3 units or those 2 units again. The returns again, we do what? We return it to land banking. Now, after 5 years or 7 years, the seaport areas make a lot of sense. Then we can also go to our commercial property that we have there and we do a commercial lease. We do a commercial lease for a truck company or for a warehouse, and they pay us for 4 years lease or for 5 years lease on that property. As they pay us that commercial lease, that's a cash flow also, we return that investment also to land banking. So that's step 2. Now let's do step 3. Now for step 3, we now start to alternate, because we just don't want to be putting all our investment only in land banking. Remember, our real estate trust fund, we are making some form of returns there, which is like 30%, which means that we can even make more money from our real estate trust fund if we also put more money there. It's as simple as that. So my 30% for 30 million is 9 million. My 30% for 50 million is 15 million. So why not just raise the stake for my real estate trust fund too? So every 2 years or every 3 years, all the money that we make from our all the returns that we make from our investment, instead of us use it to buy a land, we will not use it to buy a land. We put everything to real estate trust fund. So the 6 million or 7 million that we make from our mixed property on the mainland, the whatever million that we are making from our cash flow property on off plan, the commercial lease that we are collecting from our property at the free trade zone, and the rental income that we are making from the joint venture that we made from our property on the beachfront, we pack everything, which can get to like around maybe 12 million or even 15 million. We put everything back to trust fund. So by that now, instead of us to have 30 million at trust fund, we are going to have 45 million. So the next year, when we pack all this return, we are not going to put it on trust fund again. We are going to put it on land banking. So we'll be alternating it every year like that. We'll be alternating it every year like that. We'll be alternating every year like that. So this is just to give you a clue. Whenever I tell you that if you are buying this property, you don't really have to wait. You have seen it live. You don't really have to. You only have to wait because all what you are buying is land banking. You only have to wait because all what you are buying is off plan. But if you compound very well, if you diversify very well, you are still going to be earning while you are waiting. And even when your wait is over and you are making return from that investment, you are still going to be compounding that return just to make sure that that return is making you more return. Now, I know there will be a lot of questions based on this diagram. I know a lot of you guys are not going to agree with this. Like I said before, this is a template. This is a template. I always get a lot of accusation. Rabbi, you said we should not buy freehold, yo. Rabbi, you said you should not do this, yo. Rabbi, you said you should not do that. It's not my responsibility to tell you what to do. It's your money. What I can always do is to advise you that if you do this, this is the consequence of it. If you don't do this, this is the consequence for that. That's the objective of this channel. I'm not going to tell you don't do this. I'm not going to tell you do this. If you do this, this is what you gain. If you don't do this, this is what you lose. That's what we do. So I can't tell you that I don't buy freehold when me myself I'm buying freehold. And when me myself I'm selling freehold. I can't tell you don't buy off plan when I sell off plan. And if I have money to me, I'm going to invest in off plan. So our responsibility here basically is to guide you, advise you based on each decision that you are making, and also to prepare your mind on what you should be expecting based on that decision. So I can't tell you what to do and I can't tell you what not to do. So for people that have trusted us, for people that have patronized us, they know how we do it. I have a lot of my viewers here. I have a lot of them that have bought properties from me, so they know how we do it. They know how I'm going to break it down to you before you buy, once you buy, and even after you have got your property. So this is a template for you to compound 200 million. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to, because this is a template. I can redesign this into 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 other templates. So this is not a fixed way. I'm a very, very fluid person. So I won't tell you that if you have 200 million, you must do it this way. No. You can decide not to do real estate trust fund at all. You can decide not to do off plan at all. You can decide not to do mainland at all. Is your money. Is your money. So our job is just to guide you, advise you, and then look at what you are trying to achieve, your risk appetite, your risk personality, your objective, your goal, and then how long you want to keep this fund in real estate. Then you can advise you accordingly that no, do this. Oh, yeah, you can go on and do this, or this is a better way to do it, and then you can decide. Basically, you can only guide and advise. It's always yours to decide. That's my motto, basically. So this is a template for how you can invest 200 million. There are so many better ways to do this. There are also so many worse ways to do this too. So we are just going to try to educate you and guide you as much as we can. And as I mentioned in my previous video, this is what I do for a living. For people that don't know what we do, I'm not a surveyor, I'm not a lawyer, but this that I just shared on the screen is what I do. You have the fund and you want to know how to invest it. That's what we do. That's our expertise, basically. So you have 200 million, you have 100 million, you have 50 million, you have 20 million, and then you want to put it in real estate, you want to diversify it, you want to compound it, then you can manage that portfolio for you. That's what we do, basically, because we have different partnerships, we have different portfolios we manage, we have different developers that we partner with, and we can always advise you that, okay, this can be better for you if this is what you are looking to achieve. This can be better for you if this is what you are looking to achieve. Then you can decide. You can decide to go on with it. You can decide not to go on with it. No offense at all, at all. So you can only advise you, okay, this is what we can do, this is what we cannot do. Then you decide, okay, I want to go on with it. No, I don't want to go on with it. It's yours to decide, basically. So this is what we do, basically. If you have the funds, you have 100 million, we're still going to do a sequel to this, basically. We're still going to do how to compound 100 million. We're still going to do how to compound 50 million. We're still going to talk about how to compound 25 million. So kindly watch towards that. And that's why you must subscribe. You must subscribe to our channel, because if we have these fantastic guides, we have these fantastic teachings out there, you are learning, and your investment experience, your investment appetite is getting better and better every day. You don't want to miss any of our videos, and that's why you should subscribe, turn on your notification button, and also recommend this channel. So if, based on how I explain this different step, from the step 1, putting it into real estate trust fund, mainland, mixed development, off-plan, beachfront, commercial free trade zone, and then the second step where we start recycling and returning different monies and different returns back into land banking, and the third step where we pack everything and we put it on trust fund. If you have anything that you want to add, anything that you want to ask, anything that you want us to clarify, drop your comments, drop a comment. I have people that I know that they will drop a comment, so you can drop your comments. As you always know, we do our deep research, we take our time to do all these videos, and that's because we always want to deliver on our promises to you. That is quality content only. Quality content only. We won't just tell you to buy. We are going to analyze, we are going to give you reasons, assess the market, and by the time you are making this decision, you are making it based on data, based on analysis, not just emotions, basically. So, and if you have different anything basically you want to ask, can you drop a comment here. I'm going to try to analyze, I'm going to try to answer them. And if you prefer a one-on-one consultation with us, also my WhatsApp number is on the screen too. You can also give us a call, you can drop a message. We can have a one-on-one consultation with us. You can tell us what you have been doing, what you are trying to do, what you are trying to achieve, and I can also guide you and advise you accordingly. All right, so if you have watched this video and you enjoy this video, you so much enjoy the amount of work that we have done into this analysis, kindly give us a thumb like, give us a thumb like, share these videos with your friends, recommend these videos, this channel to your contact list. I will so much appreciate it. I have asked. Give us video testimonials. You guys did not give me. Do a 1 minute or 2 minute video and talk about how much you have been enjoying our videos. I did not get it. Well, there is God. Alright, so compliment of the season to everyone. Compliment of the season to all of our viewers. We had a fantastic 2022 with you guys. I'm also looking forward to another fantastic and fabulous 2023 with you guys too. So as you know, on the planet, your party advisor, party consultant, Rabbi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos. We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate you always returning and also coming back to our channel. So much appreciate it, and we don't take it for granted. See you next time.